Hello, Kevin. Welcome to the David Carrier Show.
Good morning, sir. How are you this morning?
I'm just perking and working and having a ball.
Okay, I've never heard of this assistance program.
Sure.
I've been taking care of my mom for almost 2 years.
Okay.
I haven't worked. I blew my savings and a small IRA that cashed in. I got to be honest, I'm lost because this may be permanent. The problem is I'm 60. I'm getting up there where I'm going to be retiring, and this is obviously also affecting my Social Security because this is almost 2 years of no income, so that means nothing going towards Social Security. I got to be honest, I'm lost. I don't see an end in sight. She got her through that, did all the manual massaging and the wraps and everything to get rid of the weight. Once we got rid of it was like 70 pounds of extra weight from the liquids.
Yep.
Then she went and had a surgery. The surgery got botched. She had a serious infection that had her in the hospital for 5 weeks, infusion for 10 weeks. And now, I know it sounds ridiculous, but I'm actually taking her to the gym 5 days a week to try to get her rehabilitated so that she could walk again. I got to be honest, I'm lost.
All right, so here a few questions for you. So I hear what you're saying. There's some good news for you. It's all good news around here. It's always good news, right? So here's but let me ask you a couple questions. Where are you? What county are you physically located in? In which county are you physically located?
Here's the bad part. I'm in Indiana. I come up here. I have actually.
All right. Well, where's Mom? Where's Mom?
Mom is in Indiana. I actually get 1 day off every 2 weeks. A boyfriend comes and sees her. The only problem is when she's with him, she falls. So this is going to get eliminated too.
All right. So what we have to do, because if you were in Michigan, I could tell you. But let's. All right. How much money does Mom have coming in a month?
She makes 23 something. When I talk to Medicaid, she makes $101 a month over what she's allowed to have the extra care, for me to be a caregiver and all this stuff.
Okay. So that's all pension or Social Security. Is that correct? There's no annuities or anything like that in there?
I believe that's with the annuities included.
Okay, so frequently people have bought annuities, and that gets added into the income, and that's what's disqualifying, okay? Now, in Michigan, and again, I don't know Indiana. In Michigan, what we would do is we would gift out those annuities. We'd get rid of them. So that brings her income down to where it needs to be. $23.82 is the cutoff, so your mom must have $24.90 or thereabouts of income, which is what's disqualifying, okay? So let's find out how much of that income we can get rid of by getting rid of annuities. It's not at all unusual for folks to have land contracts or annuities or something like that, and those sources of income are income. I mean, they do play into the equation, but I can do something about those. I can't do anything about pension. I can't do anything about Social Security. I'm stuck with that. So that's the first thing you got to look at, okay? So if she's got annuities, let's get rid of them and then reevaluate what her income looks like, okay? So that's number one. Number two.
Can I?
Sure. Go ahead.
Can I add one thing to that?
Yeah.
She's also got dementia setting in where nobody knows what she has coming in and trusts absolutely no one to take care of it.
Do you have any kind of powers of attorney in place whatsoever?
All I have right now is for medical to make sure medications and stuff like that are corrected, and I take her to all of her hospital or doctor visits and stuff like that. So I'm involved in that, but I have no power of attorney otherwise financially.
All right. Well, you got to do that. One way or the other, that has to happen. And you have to get a power of attorney that's drawn up by somebody, raising my hand, who is tuned into what you need to do to get qualified for the Medicaid. The typical Download power of attorney is worthless. The typical power of attorney that most attorneys do is worthless when you're talking about Medicaid, simply because the notion is behind the power of attorney, the idea is mom can't sign her name. Kevin needs to be able to sign for her. Now Kevin can sign for mom. And that means spend it, sell it, and spend it. Sell it and spend it. And we need to give some stuff away. Because here's point number 2. You've cared for mom. Have you been residing with your mom? Residing there? Because it sounds like it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You know, voter ID and driver's license and all that?
Yep.
Okay, good. So if a child resides with a parent for 2 years, 24 months, okay, providing services that keep the parent out of long-term care as certified by the primary care physician, right, as certified by mom's physician, and it doesn't sound based on what you've told me that that's going to be any problem, then mom can give the homestead to the child. See, in Indiana, when you apply for the and you gotta balance all this stuff out, right? You got to do this again competently. The problem is in Indiana, they're a lien state. In Michigan, they say, look, we don't care if it doesn't go through probate. Medicaid doesn't want it. In Indiana, like in most states, they put a Medicaid mortgage on the house so that Medicaid's getting the house after mom dies, and it doesn't help you. But if we can end run that by transferring the house to you while mom is alive, right? But it's got to be after 2 years, right? After 2 years of you providing care services, now you get to keep the house. We don't have to worry about probate. And now you get some, recompense for the fact that you've had to take off 2 of your prime earning years to care for mom, which I think is a very honorable thing to do. It's a very wonderful thing to do. But there are consequences to you that we need to mitigate, okay? So,
All right.
So that's why I say, you ever seen those cars, we'll give you $5,000 for your push, puller, drag it in. Listen, push, puller, drag mom to the attorney, whatever it is. You need to get a power of attorney that enables gifting, that is specifically designed, and the attorney can tell you this, and sometimes they actually do know what they're talking about. It's specifically designed for the Medicaid context. All right? That has to happen. Okay? If you don't do that, you're going to wind up in probate court. You wind up doing a guardianship and or conservatorship, and now you're subject to the probate rules, which basically foreclose your ability to do any kind of Medicaid planning. I mean, as a maybe a little bit of an overstatement, but not by much more than a micron. Okay, very.
Right.
So that's what you got to do, Kevin.